to some as nature's lab, Galapagos is a unique ecological haven. In the 1830s, its pristine, isolated ecosystem allowed Charles Darwin to make his discoveries about the origin and evolution of species. But in today's globalized world, Galapagos is in danger. Here's our story. Galapagos, 48 islands of hardened lava in the Pacific Ocean, 1,000 kilometers from the South American continent. Among its rocks and under its waters, there are plants and animals found nowhere else in the world. Animals like the giant tortoise and the marine iguana. More than 130,000 square kilometers of marine reserve and over 7,000 of parkland. All but 3% of the territory are protected. But keeping this precious ecosystem safe is proving a severe challenge. So much so that UNESCO, the United Nations agency in charge of safeguarding cultural heritage, says it's in danger of permanent ecological damage. Environmental activists like the crew and captain of this ship, the Fali Mowat, are alarmed at the recent changes that they've seen.
When I first came here, there were marine iguanas pretty much all over the dock. The blue-footed boobies were flying around everywhere. I haven't seen a single blue-footed booby while we're here in Puerto Ayora, and the marine iguanas are almost gone.
Many say that action must be taken immediately.
Galapagos is being pushed to the very limits of its possibility to survive.
Godfrey Merlin, a long-time resident of Galapagos working for Wild Aid, an environmental group, says that nature here is threatened by the same factors that have depleted unique animal and plant life elsewhere: human technologies and lifestyles. Until recently, fishing was seen as the biggest threat to the ecosystem, especially illegal fishing for shark fins and for sea cucumbers destined to the Asian market. But new research shows that well-intentioned tourism appears to be the #1 threat. From 10,000 visitors per year in the early 1980s, the number of tourists has grown 12-fold to more than 120,000. It's a tiny figure by world standards, but in a place where a unique environment evolved because of its isolation, the impact is huge. Not so much because of the visitors themselves, but of what they may bring with them.
We have 5-6 airplanes per day. There are 4-5 cargo vessels coming into Galapagos. They're loaded down not only with cargo which people have bought, but they're loaded down with insects, with organisms which can cause a lot of damage to the environment.
And while there is an inspection system in place in Galapagos, many conservationists say it's been unable to keep up with the increased traffic and that government controls haven't been strict enough. Some 5,000 people here, about 1 in 5 are illegal residents, immigrants from mainland Ecuador, drawn by jobs in the tourist economy. The back streets of Puerto Ayora, the largest town, look like any poor barrio on the continent. And as more people come, more species from outside Galapagos invade the islands. Anything from dogs to rats to insects, animals that can destroy or displace the native species. Controlling their spread is a costly, difficult battle. It has taken $18 million so far just to cull the archipelago's invasive goat population and keep it from destroying the native plants. But if Galapagos is to survive, experts say, these efforts to control the invasive species, which are now more numerous than the native ones, must be kept up. The good news is that so far 95% of the endemic species on the islands have been maintained. It's a world record, says National Park Director Raquel Molina.
In Galapagos, we have things that have been done very well, that are an example for the world.
But she knows that there are some things that must be fixed soon to ensure the park's future.
The
increase in tourism, the increase in introduced species, and the increase in people who want to live in Galapagos.
Fixing these problems will not be easy. One proposed solution is to cap tourism forever at around 100,000 people per year, with a huge hike in prices to visit Galapagos.
Until we accept that there's no more room for growth, no new measures will work.
Roque Sevilla is a veteran diver and conservationist, and also happens to be the largest tour operator in Ecuador, Galapagos included. As a businessman, he knows that stopping growth will be anything but easy.
Todos queremos más. Todos queremos tener más dinero, tener más fama.
We all want more money, more fame, more kids, more cars. But suddenly someone comes along and says, that's it, no more. What you have now is all that you will ever have. Now that's where it gets complicated.
La cosa es muy complicada.
Sevilla supports the controversial idea of a drastic price hike, saying it's the only way to halt growth by allowing prices and not the number of visitors to go through the roof. As for the island's residents, many fear that a massive price hike will benefit only big tour operators from the continent, not them, even though these new revenues could be used for education as well as conservation. Carlos Zapata, the son of a Galapagos fisherman, says that organic farming could be one way to protect the islands from imported foods and the hazardous insects they carry, while also developing the local economy. He believes that any solution for protecting nature in Galapagos will fail unless it takes into account the needs of its people.
Galápagos no tiene sentido sin personas.
Galapagos without people has no meaning.
Muy bien podría ponérsele en una cúpula.
What's the point of putting a crystal bowl over Galapagos and saying, I'm happy because in this one place nature is unspoiled,
Románticamente pienso que se está manteniendo,
while the rest of the world is all damaged?
El resto se desarticula y mientras el resto se daña.
Zapata, like others here, would like Galapagos to become an example for the world, a place where innovative social policies and environmental know-how are tested to bring harmony between the human presence in the archipelago and its awesome but fragile ecosystem. If it can't be done here in an archipelago of some 25,000 people, what hope is there, he wonders, for saving precious species in the rest of the planet? Recently, the president of Ecuador recognized that the ecosystem of Galapagos is at risk, saying its conservation and management are a national priority.
This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only. Link TV is the only US network dedicated to global and national news, uncompromising documentaries and diverse cultural programs. Programs which connect you to the world.